Let's go Falcons! We have a big NFC South matchup coming up against the New Orleans Saints, and there's a lot to cover with the Falcons' latest injury report. Two big names you've been keeping an eye on, Drake London and Kyle Pitts, are on that list. Let's break down what that means for Sunday and how it could impact Atlanta's performance. But don't worry, there's more to cover, so stick around until the end. Before we dive into today's exclusive updates, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of the latest Falcons news and analysis. Let's get right to it. First, let's talk about Drake London. He was injured during our Week 9 win over the Cowboys with a hip injury. The good news? London has been practicing the past 2 days, albeit on a limited basis. That's promising because it means there's a solid chance he'll be ready to face the Saints. We all know how critical London is to the Falcons' passing attack. With his size, route running ability, and talent for making contested catches, he's a huge threat to opposing defenses. Having him on the field would be a huge boost to the offense. Falcons fans, how much of a difference do you think London's presence makes against the Saints? Let me know in the comments below. Next up is Kyle Pitts. The talented tight end has been dealing with a nagging hamstring injury this season and was once again limited in practice on Thursday. Now, there's no need to panic just yet. This could be more of a precautionary measure to ensure Pitts stays as healthy as possible. But it's no secret that a fully fit Pitts changes the dynamic of this offense. When he's on his game, he creates mismatches all over the field, stretching defenses and opening up opportunities for everyone else. How do you think Atlanta should manage Pitts' workload considering the long season ahead? Should they play it safe or let him go full steam ahead against the Saints? Another name to watch is Chris Lindstrom, who is battling a knee injury. The Pro Bowl guard was limited on Thursday, and that could be a big problem for the Falcons' offensive line. If Lindstrom is out, Atlanta will face a serious challenge against New Orleans' stout defensive line. Protecting Kirk Cousins and establishing the running game starts up front, and Lindstrom's presence will be sorely missed. Meanwhile, Matthew Judon returned to practice after missing Wednesday due to illness, which is a positive sign for the Falcons' defense. However, inside linebacker J.D. Bertrand remains out with a concussion, and defensive lineman Grady Jarrett was limited with an Achilles strain. The Falcons' defense will need all hands on deck against the Saints team that always brings intensity. Now, shifting gears a bit, there is an intriguing rumor circulating that might catch your attention. Haason Reddick, the former Eagles star now with the Jets, could potentially land with the Falcons next offseason. Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox recently floated this idea, and it has some merit. Reddick is one of the most disruptive edge rushers in the league when he's on the field. Last season, he racked up 11 sacks, 13 tackles for loss, and 35 quarterback pressures with the Eagles. Adding someone like Reddick would instantly boost Atlanta's pass rush, which has been a weak spot this season with just 9 sacks in 9 games. Of course, there are salary cap considerations, and it's early to think about free agency, but this potential move is definitely one to keep an eye on. We have a lot to unpack with the injury report, the looming matchup with the Saints, and even some intriguing future possibilities. What do you guys think? How should the Falcons handle these injuries, and do you think adding someone like Haason Reddick next season would elevate this defense? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The Atlanta Falcons are officially in control of the NFC South with a commanding lead and a perfect 4-0 record in the division. As they prepare to travel to New Orleans for a showdown with the Saints, there's no room for letting their guard down. This is one of the most heated rivalries in the NFL. And even though the Saints have had a tough season, they just fired head coach Dennis Allen and traded cornerback Marshawn Lattimore, they're not a team to ignore. Their fans will be excited, and this game promises to be a battle. But here's the exciting part, an NFL media panel of more than 24 analysts, including the likes of Judy Battista, Steve Mariucci, and David Carr, unanimously picked the Falcons to win the division. That's right, every single one of them believes Raheem Morris's team has what it takes to take down the South. It's been an exciting season so far. The Falcons have met and exceeded the preseason expectations set by many, building a solid 2-game lead over the second-place Buccaneers. And with the head-to-head tiebreaker now set, things are looking bright for Atlanta. However, it hasn't all been smooth sailing. 7 of the Falcons' 9 games so far have been decided by one score. Half of their wins have required fourth-quarter comebacks, proving this team's resilience but also highlighting just how tough their journey has been. They may have the sixth easiest schedule remaining, but with 5 of their last 8 games on the road, including trips to places like Denver and Minnesota, nothing is guaranteed. Falcons fans, what do you think? Can we keep this momentum going? Sound off in the comments. Let's talk briefly about the Bucs. While they trail the Falcons by 2 games, they're not completely out of the running. They have one of the easiest schedules remaining after the Week 11 bye and are hoping to get Mike Evans back healthy. Sure, they could make a run at the wild card, but getting past the Falcons? It seems like a long shot. Now, shifting gears to someone who has truly captured the hearts of Falcons fans, Bijan Robinson. This guy isn't just good, he's special. A true Swiss Army knife, Robinson is excelling as a runner, blocker, and receiver. Since his time at the University of Texas, he's demonstrated versatility, and that hasn't changed a bit in Atlanta. Head coach Raheem Morris couldn't be more proud. He does it all, Morris said. Running, blocking, catching passes, being a leader, he's the definition of what it means to be a Falcon. It's hard not to get excited when you hear that. Robinson has embraced the culture of Atlanta and has excelled as a team leader, not just on the field but within the community. He's become a cornerstone of this franchise, embodying everything the Falcons strive to represent. Also worth noting is the chemistry between Robinson and quarterback Kirk Cousins. The trust is evident. Cousins consistently relies on Robinson, whether it's handing him the ball or utilizing him in the passing game. "I want him involved everywhere," Cousins said. Bijan is a big deal. He has hands, vision, and the ability to change the game. Against the Cowboys on Sunday, Robinson was a workhorse. He led the team in rushing with 86 yards on 19 carries and was also the second leading receiver with 59 yards on 7 receptions. Even though he didn't find the end zone, his impact was undeniable. In the win over the Buccaneers, he scored his first receiving touchdown of the season, part of a 3-game streak in which he scored on each drive. Falcons fans, how excited are you for Bijan's continued growth and impact? Road ahead and final thoughts. So, with a shaky Saints team ahead and the Falcons flying high, it's an exciting time to be a fan. The division is ours to lose, and with leaders like Robinson stepping up, the potential is limitless. But what do you think? Can we sustain this momentum and finish strong? Will Bijan continue to change the game as we push toward the playoffs? Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed today's coverage and subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest news. Go Falcons!